What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tom here with Tom Ria Sports, and we're back with our Week 12 NFL recap. Week 12 began last Thursday, Thanksgiving night. Thanksgiving Day, actually. We had the Texans and the Lions in Detroit. Lions were 3-point underdogs, I believe, at home. Unfortunately, I took the Lions to pick this one. Not really sure why. I've been trying to go a little bit bolder lately, as you'll see throughout the week, as this was not a great week overall for us. I thought DeAndre Swift might play. Obviously, Galladay was out. Just thought it could be a decently close game, but it was not. Texans dominated throughout, but they did lose Will Fuller and Bradley Roby for the rest of the season, so that's going to be a tough blow for them down the stretch. But great win for the Texans, and Deshaun Watson had a monster game. Washington taking on Cowboys in Dallas. I think this game was kind of shocking to a lot of people. I believe Cowboys were also 3-point favorites at home. I thought it would at least be a close game. It was a little bit close early on in the first half, at least, start of the second half, but Washington dominated after that. Fourth quarter was all Washington. Defense stepped up. The run game was unstoppable. Gibson had another monster day versus Dallas. Tough loss for the Cowboys as they fall to the bottom of the division. Obviously still in it, though, with a tight race, but big win for Washington going forward. And then on Sunday's slate, we had Raiders-Falcons. Falcons were 3-point underdogs at home, and this was a shocker. I mean, Raiders screwed me in a lot of ways this week, especially betting and things like that. I thought they were going to win this game. I really was high on them this week, especially coming off a tough loss to the Chiefs, but they just didn't come to play. I mean, Derek Carr was awful. The defense was awful. Everything about it was awful. They scored 6 points against Atlanta, 43-6. I mean, just really, really bad stuff. So Falcons win and beat the spread. Chargers-Bills, our first win of the week. Bills were 4.5-point favorites at home. They get a big win. They improved to 8-3, win by 10. Chargers, really ugly clock management. I'm a big Anthony Lynn fan, but he's kind of making a case for him to be fired after the season, which I do think is going to happen, unfortunately. Hopefully he gets another opportunity somewhere else, but he hasn't looked great as a coach, and Herbert has made some mistakes, but they look like they have a stud over there. Giants-Bengals. I was really weary about this game, especially as a Giants fan, because we typically play in close games, and that's exactly what it was. I actually do think Giants would have covered the 6-point spread if Jones didn't get hurt in that third quarter. He was playing pretty well. The defense was on point all afternoon. They actually saved the day, really. But they do get the win. They go to the tops of the division. Huge victory, especially with a tough schedule down the stretch. Hopefully Jones can come back soon, and maybe the Giants could pull this thing out. We'll see, but Bengals beat the spread there. Titans-Colts. Colts were 3-point favorites at home, and wow, this was a completely different game than that Thursday game a few weeks ago when the Colts won in Tennessee. I mean, they gave up 45 points. It was just incredible. 35 in the first half. Don't really know what's going on with this Colts defense. They've been struggling lately. Derrick Henry had a monster day. A.J. Brown had a big day. Colts got to figure some things out as they fall to second in the division now, a game behind Tennessee. Panthers-Vikings. Panthers were 3-point favorites on the road. They had Bridgewater back, coming back to Minnesota. I actually picked the Panthers to cover or beat the spread, and they did, so that was a nice win for us there. But they lose on a last-second touchdown to Chad Beebe after he fumbled previously to almost give away the game. It was interesting because I was checking out on my phone. I didn't actually watch the game, but I think it was 24-21, and Panthers had it at like the 5-yard line, something like that, with 2 minutes left, just under 2 minutes, whatever it was. And they could have just tried to go for it on fourth down, and worst comes to worst, then the Vikings have to go 60, 70 yards to even get in the field goal range. But they kicked the field goal, kick it off, and then obviously it went downhill after there. I thought it was an interesting decision by Matt Rule. I think I probably would have just tried to go for it on fourth. You get a touchdown, the game's over. If you don't, they got a long way to go to even get just a field goal. But he elected to kick the field goal. Then Vikings obviously came down and scored, got the extra point, won the game by 1 point. But Panthers beat the spread, so that's a win for us. Cardinals-Patriots, another shocker in a week of many, many shockers. Cardinals were 2-point favorites on the road. Patriots didn't play too special. Their defense played great, though. Frustrated Murray all day long. They win the game by 3. A late missed field goal by Zane Gonzalez hurt the Cardinals again. It's a couple times this season now. But Patriots get a big win. They improve to 5-6. Dolphins, Jets. Man, Jets. I don't know. I thought Darnold was going to come back. I thought he did come back. I thought he was going to help them get a little spark going. So I picked them to cover the 7-point spread, especially with the Dolphins having uncertainty at quarterback. But they didn't play too special offensively. Their defense played phenomenal, and they win the game 20-3. Browns, Jaguars. Close game, unfortunately for bettors. Browns were 7-point favorites in Jacksonville. Mike Glennon, I believe, got the start. I didn't see really any of this game, but I know Nick Chubb ran the ball well. Landry had a huge day. Browns improved to 8-3. They lose the spread, but win the game. That's all that really matters. I'm hoping they get a playoff berth, so let's see if they can continue winning down the stretch. Saints, Broncos. Saints look like one of the best teams in football right now, especially that defense. It's unbelievable. Of course, I know the Broncos had some issues, and it's funny because I made the prediction before all that quarterback stuff came out at the Saints win by more than 6, and then once that happened, it was pretty much confirmed. It was an absolute lock. Saints end up winning by 28. Their defense, again, a couple interceptions. Their offense did enough. Big victory. They're 9-2, running away with the NFC South now. 49ers, Rams. Again, this one, I feel bad because, I had people telling me, I'll check out the Niners. Like, they've beaten the Rams before. They own them. They have their number, and it's really true. I kind of figured, Rams, big win versus Tampa. They're trying to win this division. This is a game you really kind of got to win. And they don't at home. They're 6.5-point favorites. I picked them to cover. The Niners end up winning the game by a last-second field goal by Robbie Gould. So Niners are still in playoff contention, believe it or not. And Rams are in a decent spot, but definitely a tough loss. Chiefs, Bucks. This was slated to be the game of the week, and it was a pretty good game. The Buccaneers made it interesting at the end, but Chiefs were dominating early on. I'm sure many of you saw Tyreek Hill 200 yards in the first quarter. That's just incredible. But I did pick the Buccaneers to cover the 3.5-point or beat the 3.5-point spread, and they did. So I feel good about that one. Went a little bold there, but a rare victory for us this week. Chiefs end up winning by 3. They improved to 10-1. And then the Sunday night game, Bears, Packers. Packers were 9.5-point favorites at home. I picked the Bears to actually cover that. Trubisky wasn't great. He was okay, though. Defense was really bad, and Packers get a huge win. They win by 16. Wasn't even an entertaining game really to watch at all, but big win for Green Bay as they are running away with that division as well. The Monday night game, Seahawks, Eagles. Seahawks, when I had the lines, they were -5.5, and I picked them to cover, and they just did. I saw a lot of people lost a lot of money because I think they closed at 6.5, but it's a victory for us at 5.5. That last-second Hail Mary was interesting, but Eagles, they're in trouble. They really don't have much on offense. Defense is okay, but, Carson Wentz, they're in some trouble. We'll see what happens with them. They're still in the thick of things in the division, but I don't think it's looking too good for them, especially with a tough schedule down the road. And then the rare Wednesday afternoon football game between division rivals, Ravens and Steelers. Steelers closed at 10.5. So I really shouldn't take the L here, but I will because I did tell everyone, no matter what it is, just pick the Steelers here. But Steelers win the game by 5 after a late touchdown by Marquise Hollywood Brown. But they ultimately win. They improved 11-0. It was an ugly game. I didn't really watch much of it. Pretty much just the first half. Wasn't too entertaining. But Steelers get a big win. Third loss, I believe, in a row for the Ravens. We'll see what happens going forward, but that division is pretty much going to be the Steelers to lock up, and we'll see if they can run a table and go 16-0. I think they have a couple tough games ahead with the Browns and the Bills, I believe, but we'll see what happens there. Big win for them. So overall, we finished the week at 5-11. Ouch. It's a tough week, one of the tougher weeks we've had this season, but we'll bounce back. We always do. We'll be back on Saturday. We'll give you our Week 13 picks. And as always, guys, please subscribe, throw a like, comment on your picks, what you think, what you don't think. And I always appreciate you tuning in. Hope you had a great holiday, and see you soon.